Welcome back. After more than 3 years, student loan repayments start back up in less than 2 months. If you have not been paying or preparing rather, don't worry, we've got you covered. We're joined right now by Megan Hammond, the Director of Financial Planning at WealthQuest. Megan, thanks so much for being here with us as always to break this down.
Thanks for having me.
And no pun intended, but you're always a wealth of knowledge when it comes to financial advice. So I know a lot of people, and I've even heard the chatter in our newsroom with some of our employees who this is going to impact them. The student loan payments are coming up here soon. So what can you tell us and our viewers about that? What can they expect?
Yes, so interest is actually going to start accruing here in about a week and a half on September 1st, with the first payment due October 1st. So it's coming up very quickly. If we haven't started budgeting, now is the time to make sure that we do. For those that were anticipating or waiting for that $10,000 or $20,000 forgiveness, that's actually not going to happen. So when you log in, don't be surprised. I don't want anyone to be worried if they don't see that reduction in their balance. But there are other things that have been implemented recently, one of which is a new income-based repayment plan called the SAVE repayment program.
And so there is no more stopping like what we saw during the pandemic. What are some of the differences and benefits, Megan, that people could see with the SAVE plan?
Yes, so there are a lot of different income-based repayment plans out there. The SAVE plan is a little bit different in the way that it calculates what your student loan payment will be. And so if we break it down, there's going to be more that's allocated to those essential expenses, the non-discretionary expenses. That's eliminated automatically from what they use to calculate student loan repayments. And so we're just looking at a smaller discretionary payment bucket. And then we use a certain percentage of that. Historically, it's been 10%, but with the SAVE repayment program, it's 5%. So it's a smaller amount and then a smaller percentage. So the expectation for borrowers is that it's going to be a lower payment than what we were anticipating, which is great. But I do want to caveat one thing. When we talk about discretionary, that is something that's actually determined by the federal government based on federal poverty lines. It's not something that we actually get to assess or tell them what it's going to be based on our own income. But I think some of the other things that are really important. So for a lot of people, when they were making payments, they were making payments, but it wasn't covering the interest. And so every month we were seeing our student loans actually increasing. That's not going to be part of the SAVE repayment program anymore. So as long as you're making on-time payments, your student loans are going to stay the same, even if your interest is accumulating higher. That's going to be eliminated 100%.
So you'll actually get to see the difference hopefully sooner. I know that's a lot of information.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. And we're going to have all of this on our website, WLWT.com, if you want to kind of go back and rewatch that. Talk to us a little bit about, I think you started to touch on it there, but there are a lot of benefits for next year. What are some of those benefits that people can look forward to?
Yes, so for next year in particular, that's when we're going to start to talk about forgiveness. And so for SAVE repayment plan, it's actually going to start sooner. So if you have $12,000 or less in student loans, your forgiveness starts at 10 years or 120 qualifying payments. And then it's going to go up 1 year for every additional $1,000. So if you have $13,000 in student loans, 11 years until you're eligible for forgiveness. Yep.
And when you say forgiveness, you mean wiping out the balance of what's left?
That's correct. Yep. Up to the maximum of 20 to 25 years would be the max.
So it ends this whole thing where people, and I do know, people, friends of mine who have been paying for decades because they put themselves through school, law school, and took out monster loans. Yeah.
They're trying to make it more reasonable and to give people more opportunities to be able to save for retirement.
Megan, real quick, what are some next steps for people that are going to have to start repaying here come October?
Absolutely. So if you're worried about the repayments, know that there's a ramp-up period. So I think until next year, September of 2024, if you're late on a payment, if you miss a payment, you're not automatically going to be put in default. You're not going to see that on your credit report. So know that there's some flexibility there and a little bit of leniency. And I also, for people who were struggling even before this and defaulted before COVID and before the forbearance, there is a program called Fresh Start. And it's an application process, and if you apply and you're accepted, your defaulted loans actually come back into current repayment status. So you actually get a fresh start and you get to really move forward on your student loans.
So there are options. We told you she's a wealth of information. Megan Hammond, thanks so much from WealthQuest. Thanks so much for being here with us. And again, remember, student loan repayments start up again on October 1st. We're just the messengers here. But interest starts occurring again September 1st. You can head to studentaid.gov to learn what your repayment will be.
And you know what? A lot of college students here locally were back on campus for the first time today. I know my UC student was. Let's get back on.